Morning. Well, I guess it's still morning. I'm late today. And you know how I do this right away? I eat toast. And I have coffee, but I can't have coffee today because I don't have any creamer. So I'm bummed out. But I'm having toast and cheese. And wait for the girls to come on. And then, hi girls. Hi girls. I'm having toast and cheese. Minus the coffee since I don't have any creamer, so I'm pissed off. No, I'm just kidding. But I am a little bit annoyed about it. That means I have to go out, you know? So, anyways, I sewed in the signatures. Hi, how are you? What are you guys doing? I'm late today. I'm late today because I'm dealing with these. I want to swear, you know? I'm doing these dang signatures and, doing this cover and stuff. And it's my husband's first day back to work. Oh, okay. Mine are too. So my husband went back to work today, and so it's my first day, without him being here. Again, so I have all day I can fart around, but I've been dealing with this. The cover, it always gives me anxiety, and I don't know why. And figuring out what I'm going to do, with the signatures and how I'm going to do it, and if I should da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There's so many things to consider when you're doing this, and in the beginning when you first start, now I'm talking to my beginners because I know when I first started, oh my god, I made so many mistakes. But I didn't realize, and so anyway, right now I've got the signature sewed in this freaking spine. Oh my god, it's huge. This is like 3 inches or something. I don't know, it's big. It's a big puppy. And I'm squeezing it. You know what I mean? If I don't squeeze it, look at how fat it is. Like, it's this fat. You know what I mean? That's pretty sick. And it's only 2 signatures. That's the issue I'm having. I see these girls with 100 pages or whatever, or 4 signatures or whatever. They must not have nothing in it. You know what I mean? It must be just plain paper, with something hanging off the edge or something. Because mine, and I don't even have that garden book in there, and those gloves, those crochet gloves, and this sucker's huge. So anyway, so now I'm just contemplating what to put on it and what to do and how to do it, and I have to come up with a closure, and I just don't know, and all that, you know what I mean? And I don't feel like shopping because, how much money can one person spend on one item, So, morning. Morning, Shannon. I'm in a foul mood because I don't have coffee. No, I don't have creamer. I do have coffee. And I put my signatures in. And I'm having toast and stuff. Yeah. I think I might just go heat up some black coffee. I think I might just have to have it. And I'm late today, And I've been sewing and doing my signatures and digging stuff out so we can look at how I'm going to do this cover. Fart around with some of the pages and whatever. So in the beginning, I just sit around and wait for you guys to show up, I know. Alright, so if you don't mind then, while we wait for the rest of the gals to come on, I'm going to heat up some coffee. It only takes 1 minute, you know what I mean? So we'll see. Good morning. I'll hurry really fast. then we have a lot to do, right? I'm microwaving it. That's terrible, but oh well. That's what I'm doing. And I got toast and cheese. And now I have, oh, I didn't see what you said. Oh well, you guys can talk to each other too. Anyways, I got this satin. This was satin. But I coffee stain it and then I put it in the oven and I did have it on baking paper, but I still have the oven rack marks. So I don't know if I like that or not. But I'm going to show you my dilemma as soon as I get my coffee, okay? It's this friggin' spine. It's huge. Hi, Maureen. Hi. I was wondering about you, Maureen, because I'm getting done. And you never emailed me or anything. So, you know what that means. I was getting worried. I know I like the stripes too. It's kind of neat, right? And then it goes over to a darker color on the back. You know what I mean? I just liked it. I don't know. I just like it. You did. I didn't get any email. Oh, maybe it went to spam. You know, you're better off friending me on Facebook and messaging me because somehow I've had this happen before. I didn't get any emails. Well, I'm glad you told me, Maureen, because, you know, Maureen has dibs on this if she wants it. Otherwise, I'm listing it when I'm done here. And I'm getting done, Maureen. Look. Isn't it cute? I love it. And I found this applique and I threw it in coffee. And then I forgot about it. So it sat in there for like 2 days. Oh my God. Yeah, Maureen, just friend me on Facebook and message me because, you know, that's just how I do it. This is how I do it. No, I don't know. But anyway, so I kind of like this applique. That's pretty. And then I'm going to use, and I'll show you my trouble with the spine is what I'm doing. Oh, Izzy. Oh, that's nice. Well, I'm working on the spine. Look, I'm thinking I'm going to double this up because my spine, look, Maureen, you're going to die if you're buying this. Look at how fat it is. It's like 2 inches. I can't even find, I mean, it's huge. And I'm so sick of these dang rosettes. I mean, they're pretty, yes, but everybody uses them and I'm over it. It would cover it really nice, but it doesn't go with it. And, oh, you like the rosettes? Well, if you want the rosettes and you're getting it, I'll put the rosettes on for you. But otherwise, this is what I was going to use because look at, it's so stately and so, like, important, you know. I was going to double this up. I love this trim. It came from an old chair. And it just goes with this so good. I love it so much. I just really want to put this on here, Maureen. It looks really, really good. And I was going to double it up. I'll show you. I was going to double it up like this. Can't see if you're writing to me right now, but I was going to double it up if I can do it. To show you. Because it's going to look really good with this braid on it. See, doubled like that. Don't you think that looks good on here? It's up to you. I don't know. But you tell me, because I think that's a gorgeous. And then I have a couple appliques I want to put on and, you know, do a couple things. And then I got to zhuzh the inside. You know what I mean? So you tell me. You like that? Okay. I love it too. It's really pretty. And then I have some things I'm going to do to the front. And then I made this inside cover a pocket because it was a big piece of fabric. And rather than cut it, where I just folded it up, you know. So I'm going to, you know, sew this together. So we got a nice big pocket in here. And look how fat this is. Oh my god. It's only 2 signatures, you guys. It's only 2 signatures. That's what I was just saying, Maureen. I don't understand how those girls get 4 signatures in there. They must not decorate them up or do anything. It must be just straight paper. You know what I mean? With like a lace tab and I don't know what. But shoot, I got 2 signatures in here and it's 3 freaking inches. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta get my coffee now. It's beeping. 1 second. Okay, I got it. Sorry it took me longer than a second. Sorry it took me longer than a second. Okay, and then once I get that on, oh, my chair's stuck. Once I get that on, then I was thinking I want to put this applique on because it's really pretty. I have another one. I love it, Maureen. I'll have to invoice you. You have to message me, give me your email so I can invoice you from the shop, and then I don't have to list it, okay? And we can do that anytime because I'll be done here. I'll be done here today or tomorrow, and then I can send it out. And I can send it out to you, which is going to be so fun. I can't wait to give it to you now. I never like talked to the person before I made it that was going to buy it. You know what I mean? That's cool. Okay. So anyway, that's pretty, and I think I have one more of these so I can do the same thing on the back so it's like a mirror, you know, like, and then I'm going to figure out a closure. I haven't decided on that yet, so we'll figure that out while we're sitting here. And then I have, you know, after I get this all done, you know, and then you know what, Maureen? I don't even have the garden book in here or those crocheted gloves yet. So it's even going to be fatter because, and I haven't embellished either. You know, some of the pages, I mean, so far, I mean, it just has the paper, you know, just the stuff in it. Like, I haven't, like, decorated it up much because not only did they not do that anyways, but it's so fat. I'm going to have to go through, but I like to judge everything. Yeah, I know. It's only 2 signatures. I mean, it's like so stinking fat. It's extremely heavily decorated. Well, you know, you've been watching me this whole time. It's decorated, but it's not at the same time. You know what I mean? It's weird. Oh my goodness. Who could be calling me right now? I really don't know, but I'm going to see who it is. Hello? That's why I never answer phones from numbers I don't know who they are, because it's always like some kind of weird spam or something. Okay. So I'm going to attach this, and I love this lace, but it's just not going to cut it this time. So I'll put it on my next one. And I was going to use this, but it just doesn't go with it. I like it, but it just doesn't go with this. This looks like, I don't know. It's just cool. I love it. That does not go with it. Maybe on the inside. But I got so much stuff now pulled out here that I was going to dig through. Oh, look, I made this dance card. This is so cute. It's out of a shoe. I was going to somehow put it maybe on the front and like tuck it in here because it's like an old shoe, you know, and it has those old signatures on it. I think I saved it onto my Pinterest, but I'm not quite sure. But I want to decorate the cover, you know, up a little bit, so I'm going to figure out some stuff for that. I really would like some, well, I think it should have something, so I'm going to figure that out too. I have my new YouTube friend, Stacy. She's that pink poodle girl. She's going to send me some charms and stuff. And then, I don't know, I might have to go shop for something before I send it out. But I don't know, I just kind of like it. You know, I don't ever go too crazy on the covers. I just never do. And I know the cover is what sells them and it gets everybody all excited or whatever, but if you got a great cover and then the inside goes flat, I mean, that's no fun. You know what I mean? I'd rather have the cover stay, like, authentically in good standings and then have the inside be. You know what I mean? Because some of them, they put all that shit on there and it rips, like those butterflies and those paper things and the... You know what? I mean, I don't want to have all that fall off and rip and crinkle and, you know, whatever. So this isn't going to go anywhere, you know, if it's all fabric and, you know, stuff. So that's why I do it like that. I don't know. So anyway, so now, oh, and I wanted to tell you, I ordered a new camera and like the extension cord and, you know, all the stuff. Yeah, I like it like that, Maureen. It's nice, isn't it? I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I just really like it for some reason. You know, I mean, I just like it like that. It's got a certain je ne sais quoi, right? I love it. But anyway, I just like it. I don't know. We got lots of them around with lots of crap on it, so I figured we'll keep it like this. Yeah, right? Everybody has their own style, and so, you know, that's the other thing I wanted to say, too. I get so many messages of so many people always telling me or thinking that, you know, they don't do it good enough or this or that or the other thing, you know, and making these books is your perspective. How could it possibly be wrong? You know what I mean? So, I mean, everybody does it different because that's their perspective. That's their reality that they live in, you know? Everybody has their own. Have you ever noticed that? God. Everybody has the same experience, but everybody has a different experience, you know what I mean? It's because everybody's in their own reality, so that's just the way it is. So, what I normally do then is I use fabric glue, and then if I'm going to glue this here, then I use those clamps. And I just clamp it on. But the problem first is I don't know. I know that this is like a decadent book and everything, but I kind of just like this muslin ribbon, you know, for closure because it stays with like, I mean, it's really nice, but yet it's kind of simple too at the same time. I mean, I just don't know. I just like this for some reason. I have, I just like muslin. I don't know why. It's just plain cotton fabric. And back then, you know, it would have been common to have this around, you know. Otherwise, I have the regular old standby seam binding, but I don't know if it's exactly the right color. It's kind of the right color. It's beautiful. I love it. It's brand new, too. It's that Hug Snug. And I got it on eBay for $9.50 for 100 yards. So I kind of do like the way that looks. You like that? I know, right? It is. It really is, Maureen. And, you know, I spent so much time looking and reading and doing about this. Oh, my God, I found out so many interesting things. Did you see the show yesterday about... And I wanted to put her in here, but I haven't printed her out yet. Did you see the show about Mary Delaney? She's the first famous woman for the decoupaging. And I'm going to start putting her in all the books. Did you hear the story about her? Oh, my goodness. You know, it's in the last episode. I don't have to make all my episodes the same. You have to watch the last one. It's really good. So anyways, do you like this seam binding? It's really pretty on here. I think it's really pretty. Yeah, I want to put her in all the books, so I haven't put her in this one yet, but I will. Because I am going to put her in all my books, because we owe her some homage to what she's done. Yeah, I like it too, right? It's perfect. It's like mink color. It says mink. So I think I'm going to use that. So I'm not sure now. The only other question is, if I double this up on here, and then I use the seam binding, my choices with the seam binding are wrapping it around the whole book, or I attach it on the inside so that it doesn't wrap around the whole book. It only just fluffs right here. So that's the next question. Do we attach it just to sit right here in the front and close right here, Maureen, or do you want it to be wrapped around the whole thing, you know? I'm just not sure. I think I might, I mean, I don't know. It's pretty wrapped around the whole thing, but I kind of just like it fluffed at the front too, you know what I mean? Just have all of it up here. I think is kind of how I'm going to go. But yeah, I think so too. So I'm going to sew the seam binding to the inside of this and the back side so that we can just fluff it right here, and I'll make sure there's lots of fluff. And then I'm going to look for the other one of these. I know I have one. So I can do it on the back. And then I'm going to double up on this trim for the spine. That's so friggin' huge. I can't stand it. Hi, Paula. Hi. Yeah, we were just, thank you. We were just, I'm just finishing up, and we were just discussing on how we're going to finish this up here. Look at this dang spine. It's so huge. It's like, I don't even know how wide, 3 inches or something. Oh my God. Well, you'll have to catch up, Paula. Go watch them. They're on there. When you get bored one day, you know, you catch up. Sometimes I do that with the girls I watch, you know, when I feel like laying around. I go watch their old videos, you know. It's okay. But anyway, this is what we were doing, and I only got 2 signatures because, you know, dang, I had another one ready. There are all the papers sitting right here, but these got so fat that I can't put any more in. So this is what we're doing, and that's the fabric. See, the back is a little darker, and then it kind of fades and goes up to the... So, anyway, this is what we're doing. I haven't done anything yet because I just keep talking, but... And then I was telling the girls I got a new setup. I ordered a new camera, and I got the new cord, and I got everything coming so that I don't have to just sit here and just watch the screen, because that's all I can do right now is sit and watch the screen and see if you guys, you know, if you talk, because otherwise I'm over here and I can't, you know. So anyway, my new little friend, she's so cute. That pink poodle, isn't that it? Pink Poodle Crafts? Yeah. You know, you guys watch her videos maybe too. She does live stream. And anyway, she was showing me how to do everything. So I ordered it all. So now, next week, it'll all be like sitting right here in front of me, so I can watch your guys' feet on the bottom right here, and I won't have to, like, you know, crank my neck. So I'm excited. I will be much more productive and be able to have my projects happening while I'm talking rather than just sitting here talking. Although, I do enjoy talking to you guys. It's kind of fun. And I'm messing around, and I just do simple things while I have you guys on here because I can't see and talk. Yeah, look, here's my whole other signatures I had ready to go to put in there, and I can't even use them. Can't even use them. I'll have to save them for the next one, I guess. So, and then these gloves have to go in that garden book. And look at this, Maureen. Oh my goodness, look at this. I printed off for some of her stationery. Ooh, I saved this. Yeah, it's fun, ain't it, Paula? Sometimes, you know, I don't always have to have a project going, but sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But anyways, look at what this I found under, I saved this on my Pinterest if you guys follow me under wallpaper. So I put this in a couple of her spots like it was her stationery, you know, or something. And so, you know, you can write on here. And so I just love it. Oh, my goodness. My next book. I know I keep saying that my next book I'm going to do this, my next book I'm going to do that. But I'm obsessed with wallpaper. You guys don't understand. I'm a decorator, you know. And I love these old panels. You know how they used to do the panels, you know. So I want to do a whole book of just beautiful panels, you know what I mean? But then I won't want to put nothing in it. Because I just want to look at all the panels. Oh my god. But I just think it's so pretty. I can't stand it. So anyway. And then I really like stained glass too. And in fact, I've made some. And so I've included some old style stained glass like ephemera. You know what I mean? And I copy stained it and stuff on the back and whatever. So you can just write on it. And it's fun to look at, you know, the old prices and the old styles and whatever. So there's so much crap in here. There's so much crap in here. Oh my god. Well, I don't even know if I even want to do the flip through then at the end. If it's already sold, Maureen, to you, then maybe I won't have to. It would take forever. I think it would be, I don't even know how long it would take. I don't even know. So, I'm going to measure then. I need this. She wants this, pretty seam binding, so we're going to use that for the closure, and I'm going to sew that in, and then I'm going to put this applique on up here. I might have to do it this way so I can hide my seam binding sewing. We'll see here how it works out, because that's pretty. If I could find the other one, it would be great, you know what I mean? But I have so much crap that it's getting deep, you know what I mean? The depths are getting deep, you know? I know I have another one of these appliques somewhere, but we'll see if I can find it. If I can't, why then I'll do something else. And then I'm going to put this on. And we're going to sew. But, you know, I can't talk to you guys while I'm sewing, but so you're going to have to, you know, amuse yourselves while I do that. But I'm just going to use a lot of the seam binding. I got this $9.50 Hug Snug eBay 100 yards. It's a really good deal. They didn't have the natural wire. I would have gotten it. Hi, Paula. Oh, shoot. I couldn't read all that. You were looking on Etsy and you signed up for something. I seen that much. But I didn't see the rest of it. Unless you're completely not even talking to me, that's okay too. And now I got the seam binding in a knot. So, okay. This is really delicate stuff. The stuff I was using vintage. And it was a lot thicker and more sturdy, but I didn't get that good crinkle. And this stuff is just like barely there. So it's no wonder it crinkles so easy. Okay, so... Oh, right? Go make your first YouTube video? Okay, well, I'm getting it all set up. Next week I'll have a better camera, and I'll have, I'll be able to see you guys talking to me right here in front of me, and I'll be able to work as I'm doing it and talk at the same time, because, you know, I like to visit. If I'm doing this, then I can't visit, you know what I mean? So we'll see how it ends up working out, you know? So, I'm going to just figure out where I'm going to put this at and sew this on. And then, I can show you, look how fat this got, you guys. It's only 2 signatures. How could this get so fat? I know people tune in and tune out, but I just have to show you because, you know, I don't know who's in and who's out. But this is only 2 signatures. I can't even stand how fat it is. I mean, what is going on around here? I have to, like, and it's not even done yet. So I got a little crazy with this one. But I was having too much fun. Once you start telling the story, you can't stop. Hi, Stacy. What are you doing? What are you doing, Stacy? I'm measuring out seam binding so I can sew this on really quick. Real quick. And then Maureen's here, Stacy. I'm really glad because I was worrying about where she was. You know? Alright, so now I'm going to sew really quick. So you guys will have to, well, let's see. I don't necessarily have to sew it on. I could always, well, let's see. Let's see, what am I going to do here? Sometimes I like to glue it in and then cover it with something else. That might look cool too. But sometimes I just sew it on too, so we'll see. And then I cover it with something, some little strip of something, something. I like this braiding, it's too bright. Of course I'll cover it up and ink it and, you know, whatever I gotta do to it. But run over it with the car. I always like to say that. I don't know why I think it's so funny. I just really think that's funny. You know, that I'll do anything to get the look I'm going for. It's super funny. I'm going to have to do it one of these days because I keep threatening. So, I don't know, maybe not. If I sew it, see, this is what you got to think about first. I can't just go off sewing it because then I want to cover it. And I made this a pocket, you know, so usually you can sew it in and then you can, like, cover it over with, like, design paper or whatever. So, but this I'm not, because I left it fabric and I left it flap, and so if I just sew it, then I'm going to have to cover it with some little thingy. Or not, too, but I always like to cover it. So now, before I sew it in, I kind of want to see what I'm going to use before I do it. But, because I've learned, I've made so many mistakes that way. Oh my goodness. Because then I think, oh no, what did I do? I also have this that I kind of like. So this is why I'm thinking. Because I don't know yet. But if it needs some extra zhuzhing, we'll see. I have this brown, you know, long eyelash trim Holy Buckets. Is it ever long? So I thought maybe if I sewed that there and then I covered it with this, then I would have little eyelashes coming out the top from this side. When you shut it like this, then you'll have these eyelashes. Yes? Oh, I think I figured it out. That's pretty cute. Without, you know, going all crazy. I don't know. I like the eyelashes, Maureen. It's winking at you. Ho, ho, ho. I like the eyelashes. This is how we do it. Okay, I think that's how I'm going to do it. I think I figured out how I'm going to do it. Because that is just too stinking cute with the eyelashes blinking. I don't know if you guys like it. I can't see, but if you don't, well, too bad. Too bad, because that's how I like it. You know, and that's what this is all about anyways. If you don't love it, then why are you doing it? You know what I mean? Just stop that if you don't love it, you know? I mean, what's the point? We only have so much time, you know? We might as well make the best of it. Okay, so I think if I just wonder if I should sew this or glue this. If I sew it, if it's going to just get too thick, if I keep sewing and sewing on top of sewing. You know, it's already got that beautiful finished edge. If I keep sewing and sewing, I'm going to ruin it. So I think I'm going to glue it. I think I'm going to glue it. I have the tacky glue, fabric glue, and it's really freaking good. So I think I'm going to glue it. And then I could put just a little stitch right here, you know, just to make sure that it doesn't. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll just put a little stitch right here so it doesn't ruin the integrity of all this nice stitching that's already on there. Or you think my glue will hold it? I'm just not sure. Well, I think I'm going to hand stitch it because I'm really getting weird about it. Because I really don't want... I really don't want this seam binding to come off if I glue it. I'm sure it'll be okay, but I just want to make sure. Because it's so fat. And then if Maureen adds anything to it, why then she's going to need a little room. Jesus. You know what I mean? And so, I have this old gold thread, which I think will be good. So I'm going to use this just in case we can see it from the other side. I really like it. I've saved vintage thread and I use it if it's still good. But my last project, I used up a lot of my old thread. All my vintage thread. But I like this. Ooh, it looks yummy. So I'm going to use this and... Oh, if I could only find my seam ripper when it's, you know, supposed to be in the right spot. I never can find anything very well around here anymore. I've realized sometimes you go through stages when you do this, you know. You got to reorganize everything. But I did clean yesterday up my room a little bit here because it was getting crazy. Alright, and what do I forgot what I'm looking for? Oh, my seam ripper and a needle. I'm looking for my dang seam ripper. It's never where I want it to be, you know, because I have these giant nails and I can't unthread this. So I'll have to get one of these needles out. I even have vintage needles because I got all my grandma's sewing boxes, you know. And then I got, I'm getting to that age now where your mom starts giving you all her stuff. You know what I mean? 45, I'm 45. And so now all of a sudden it's like I'm the keeper of all the family history. And you know what? I just think that's what keeps going on with me here. I keep doing that. Now I'm doing it with the books. But, so I got my Aunt Adeline, who I've never met. It's not even my aunt. She's my great aunt. It's my mom's aunt. I got the old Singer sewing machine that she's used, you know, and my grandma's used because it was my grandma's sister. And, you know, it's been in my family for a long time. They've all used it. Even before Aunt Adeline had it, it was used, you know, by her mom. And, you know, it's real old. And I love it. And what we've done is we've kept it the way it is. All the stuff that Aunt Adeline put in the drawers, we left it. It's lined with old newspapers, and it's got all her old sewing stuff in it, and, you know, all the old shit, you know. And we just, all of us just left it in there. And the only thing I've used is, I've used, you know, what's usable. Some of it, you know. But otherwise, I've left it because I just love to go there and open the drawers. And what I've done is I've shut it up. And I put my regular sewing machine on top of it so I could sit there. You know, like my family members sat there and sew. But now that I've made my craft room, I didn't bring my old sewing machine in here, so I just set it up here. But it's in I want it in my living room, is really where I want it, because I like to open it up and shine up that machine. Oh, it's so pretty. It's got beautiful, engravings and paint on it and stuff, it's just real pretty. So I like to show it off, in my old house. It was real cute. A prominent when you walk in the room. And then, alright, so I'm just going to do a couple stitches on here. It's so thick, I might not even have to like go all the way through, if I just do a running one, like right here on the edge. So anyway, I got my Aunt Adeline's sewing machine. And I have her old bowl. It's an old green ceramic, one of those old heavy bowls. And I keep it on my counter with all my fruit in it, There, I just did a running stitch. I don't even think it goes all the way through. No, you can't even see. And I think I'll go back again the other way. I'm just going through the threads, that are already there. A couple of times and just pull this gold thread through. Anyway, so I have my Aunt Adeline's bowl. And then, now both my grandmas have died, But I have all my stuff, well, not all the stuff, but a lot of stuff from both my grandmas. And so I have all the stuff. I've got the photo albums, all the photo albums. Okay, so now, and I've got my grandma's sugar dishes, which I love because I put them on my counter. I put sugar in it, and I leave it by my coffee pot. And now when I get my coffee and stuff, I don't use sugar. But if you watched that video in the kitchen with paper treatments, you'll see a little sugar dish in the background. I know I got a lot of shit stacked up in my kitchen too, but I have all these excuses of why. If you'd like to hear them, I will tell you. Otherwise, I'll just go on with the story. But, anyway, in the background you can see an old ceramic sugar dish, and that's my grandma's. And also on my vintage cookbook page on Facebook, I have a vintage cookbook page. The photos in the front are all my grandma's cookbooks and her picture and her sugar dishes, and all that's her stuff. My grandma Wanda was her name. And then my other grandma was Della. And if you've been watching my videos and listening to my stories, I had both different worlds. My one grandma on one side, we were real poor. And sometimes, well, a lot of the way we lived was by choice, but a lot of it was because, we were just poor. And on the other side of the family, my mom's side, why, then they have money, They're all rich. So that's why I'm so shabby chic, see? I got it from both ends. But it's a cool perspective to have, because my one aunt, she says to us, one day, it was really funny, she's a real city person, which is fine, whatever. I'm just saying, it's just really funny. Because she doesn't even know where water comes from, You know what I mean? And I just think that's so funny. You know what I mean? She just turns the faucet on and thinks, I don't know what she thinks. You know what I mean? But we used to have well drilling parties, when I was a kid. We cleared the land on Peterson Lake, and And we had to have some water. Finally, 16 years old, we're going to drill a well. Finally have inside plumbing and a bathroom, you know. And why, we had all the people over, all my uncles and my aunts, and we had, you know, we partied up a little bit. We had drank beer and we play horseshoes. We have a horseshoe tournament, you know, and we drill the well. And that's hard work. And a sand point. And, you know, you got to pound, it's got a little point on the end of it and a pipe on the end of it. And you got to pound it in and, you know. And my grandpa he taught me, well, I kind of taught myself, but I watched him very closely. He witches a well. Do you guys know what that is? Well witching. Back in the day, you know, how do you know where the water is unless you find it, you know. And so my grandpa would go cut a Y out of the branches of a certain tree. It didn't have to be a willow, but I hear willow does good. We have a lot of popple in Minnesota, so I'm sure it was popple branches, or it could have been a willow. I quite don't remember. But we got a Y branches, and you want the end to be kind of long. The deeper the end, the longer the end on the end of the Y, the deeper the reading goes. And so you hold the two ends like this, and then the long straight end goes out, and you have to be real calm and clear-headed and not thinking about anything. And you have to feel the earth and what's beneath you and feel Mother Nature and what's going on. You know, you can do that. The problem is our minds are too fast and we're moving way too fast. Where we should be is, to be clear, is like you're sleeping. That's how you need to be. Actually, all the time. To get any kind of clarity. And so you hold the branches and you walk the yard back and forth and you wait until you feel the center, the earth is magnetic, and so you wait until you feel the bouncing, and all of a sudden your stick starts bouncing up and down. And it's the craziest thing. It took me a long time because you really have to get connected to what's happening. And it took me quite some time. But, I'm stubborn like that. And so, I did it. I can do it. It takes me quite some time. But I can do it. And anyway, I'm just making a knot now. And so, so you count the bounces. And pretty soon you're stick, and it goes like this. And the harder it goes like this, the more water that's under there. And then the bounces, you count the bounces, and that tells you how many feet the water is. So we count, okay, so if it bounces 10 times, it's 10 feet down there. If it bounces 20 times, then it's 20 feet down there. So anyways, we witched the well. And we had all the people over, and we had a big old party. And then, we had to build a pump house, and you have to hook up the pump, and we had to have a light in there, because Minnesota, it's 40 below and 50 below, and it's freaking cold, and the pipes freeze, and, you got to go through all this shit, So anyway, but we had freaking water, finally, my God. Oh my God, you know what I mean? I'm still sick of hauling water from the lake and doing all that. Oh my God. So, it was great to actually, finally have water. Jesus, man, that was crazy. So, we finally got water. And then we, you hook everything up and then the pipes, they spit at you because there's air in there, They make all kinds of noise and they clang and bang. And, so you got to kind of bleed the pipes, like you bleed your brakes in the car. Ooh, I like this eyelash trim. This is going to be really cute. Well, then we had water. First time ever. It was so fun. Okay, Okay, so now I'm just going to put tacky glue on here. And it's going to be a lot. And then I'm going to use clips, and I'm just going to like clip it there, you know, all friggin' day, you know what I mean? And it's a pocket, so I got to glue this too. So we finally got water, and, you know, it was fun. The whole family was there and everything. And it's from, you know, the ground, so it's really good. It was really good water. And, oh, there, that looks so good. All right. So we got water, and then, me and my grandpa won the horseshoe tournament. That was really fun. I could throw some horseshoes, but the deal of it is now is I can't do it anymore because I don't know. You know, I throw my shoulder out, my back out, my hips out or something. I'm not very strong. So I've been working on that lately. You know, exercising and all that shit. Oh my God, I have to do it because my body is just not happy right now. So I've been walking and doing different things, but oh, this eyelash trim is going to be bodacious. Oh, I love this. All right. So once we got water, in Minnesota, we had a wood stove, you know, so we got firewood, which is a major feat. Well, it should have been all summer, but this was one of my parents' many arguments. You know, they got divorced one time for 5 years, you know. It was kind of funny. And then they went back together, my mom, you know. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But anyways, we got firewood. And, you know, my dad, he always liked to play around. And he only did what he had to do, you know. And so sometimes he didn't get firewood all summer. You know what I mean? He didn't stock up and, like, get ready, you know, because he's out fishing and, you know, I don't know, trapping and hunting and doing things. You know, we ate wild food. We didn't, you know, go to the grocery store. Heavens forbid, you know. And my mom said she used to tell the story about how she was so poor that one time she got to go to town with Grandma, with my dad's mom. And they did laundry in town, like, for the first time ever, you know. And my grandma had 8 kids, you know. So she had, you know, you can imagine the laundry, okay? And my mom had to help her with the laundry. And she remembers, she says, walking up and down the street, and she found a dime, like, in the gutter, you know. My mom did, and she was so excited because she got to go buy a fudgesicle. And so fudgesicles are, like, you know, one of our favorites, you know. And so she tells that story, and my dad laughs, you know, at her. Because, you know, my mom, she's kind of dramatic. Or at least my dad thought that was dramatic. But it was really funny, you know. And so she had to sit there the whole time and do laundry with Grandma for 8 children, plus the 2 adults, you know, and plus my mom and, you know, me and my dad and whatever. But so, but she got to sit there and eat her fudgesicle, so she was really happy. And you know, so we had to make everything, so we didn't get that kind of stuff. And so, you know, we had venison, and my dad trapped muskrats in the swamp, and, you know, we had a trap line just like you see on TV, you know. We lived in Alaska in the mountains, and we lived in Montana in the mountains, and, you know, all over, you know what I mean. So I have all kinds of crazy stories, but I can't see the feed while I'm working, so I just blab. And you can listen or you don't have to listen. One or the other. But so anyway, we got water. But here's the new issues. You know, once you get water, why then you have pipes. And when you live in Minnesota, your pipes freeze. Alright, so do you think when my dad was putting the pipes in that they thought about this? I don't know. I don't know. My dad's not a plumber, but we can figure it out, you know. And my grandpa, did it too. So he would come over and help out, plumb the house. And we did everything all our own, And so now I'm just clipping this because it's going to have to dry for a while. I don't even still know if I put enough glue on here, but I'm just going to see. We'll just see, and I'll do the other side, and we'll see if it's going to friggin' stick. So anyways, so we put the pipes in, and we're all happy because we have water. We can, like, take indoor showers and all that, because we always did baths. When I was little, we did, just like you see, in one of those round metal tubs with the handles on it. That's how we did our baths. And, or, we lived on the lake. That's why we always lived on the lake. So, we just go on the lake. And, so anyway, we had the shower and everything. And so December, rolls around. January and February, oh my God. In Minnesota, you can get 50 below. 50 below wind chills. Okay, so here we are, and we're in this cabin. And what we did is, now I'm going on and on. I don't even know who's here, but I got all these stories to tell you. But we're in this cabin that my dad built. We, in the midst of building, now you understand, my dad only does what needs to be done. Otherwise, he's out hunting and food, So we came back from Alaska, and I don't know how my dad does this, but I seriously think he just goes and sits in the bar and drinks and gets to know the townspeople, because he met this guy. And this guy's like, well, I'm going away for the summer, and he owns this buffalo farm and this like little resorty type of deal. He's like, you guys come and stay in my old farmhouse and take care of the buffalo, and I'll give you the logs for your house. They were square. They weren't actually logs, they were square. So, we stayed on the buffalo farm for the summer, taking care of the buffalo. Give me a break. What the hell, So, we stayed there and took care of the buffalo, and then the guy gave us the logs for the house. So, it was really fun staying in the old farmhouse, though, the stairs going up were all creaky, and, I was all creeped out up there by myself and stuff, And, my mom they got back together, and she had just had my brother, because they were divorced for that 5 years, and so there's a baby in the house, and, my brother was so cute. So anyways, I was 16 when he was born. So, he's always had water and electricity and all that. He didn't get the hippie days that I got. But he got enough, let me tell you, because, it was pretty rustic living. So anyway, I forget where I was at, but, all right, this looks so good. So anyway, we got the logs for the house. And so what we did is, we were in Alaska, and my dad had been sending money back to my grandpa, his dad, to look for some property for us, because we were in Alaska and we wanted to come back to Minnesota. Because we all went to Alaska. It's a caravan, we're gypsies, hippies. Once one person goes, then we all go. And we were all in Alaska in the 80s when the big boom happened. My family was all there building houses. We're all carpenters, So my uncles were all there, my aunts, and we all went there. In fact, I still have family there from when we went in the 80s. And so some of us left and went back home to Minnesota, and some of us went to Michigan, and so now we're in 3 spots. But, so what happened is we got the logs for the house. Now I want to stitch this. I should have done it all at the same time, but I get too excited. So now I gotta do it all over again. And, we got the logs for... Not good to have a needle in your mouth when you're trying to talk. We got the logs for the house. So we got the logs for the house, but they were square and small. So we needed a lot of them, because they were small, square, square posts that you run through an old lumber mill, And so my dad, I don't think he ever built a log house or what, but I don't know. We always laugh at him because he kind of is jack of all trades, kind of Jimmy rigs everything, you know. And what he did is he stacked those stinking logs up. He just stacked them. I don't know what he was thinking. And he just stacked them up and stacked them up until it was just tall enough. See, he's kind of short. My mom's kind of tall. He stacked up those logs until, I don't know if it was his height or until it started leaning. Oh my god, he's such a dork. Oh my god, it's so funny. If you watch my flip through, oh my god, I'm laughing so hard right now. If you watch that flip through of that book I did for my mom, you know, for Mother's Day. Oh my god, in the end is a picture, in the very end, you know, slide the bar if you don't want to watch the whole video, but slide the bar, and at the very end is a picture of that house. That's the house I'm talking about, where the roof and the logs, oh my god, it was so funny. I have tears right now. It's so funny. If you knew my dad, it's so funny. So anyway, so he built the house. And so it's kind of short because I don't know, it just started leaning and he didn't want to mess with it, and so he just wanted to end. And so, well, he didn't think about, and he built houses his whole life. I don't understand. And my mom always said that. Builds these big, beautiful houses, and then when he builds our house, he builds a shack because you put the light fixtures in and it hangs down. So, like my tall cousin comes over. He's got to move his head, tilt his head to get down the hallway because he'll hit the light bulb. It's so funny. Oh my god, I'm dying over it. So we always tell Dad, Jesus Christ, Dennis, couldn't you build the house a little bit taller? You know what I mean? Oh my god, it was so funny. I cracked myself up. So anyways, getting back to the plumbing, so you can imagine how the plumbing was, okay? Oh, shit. So what happened was, we had these logs, and we live on a lake, and it's freaking cold, okay? And when you get a wind, anybody that lives on a lake gets a wind from the lake. And so we had these logs, and I don't know what he used or how he was doing it, I wasn't watching. He's built so many houses, but anyways, there were these gaps. Now I'm just sewing the seam binding in is all I'm doing. But there was these gaps, in between the logs, these little gaps, because they're real logs, they're imperfect, and so, they're not going to just stack up perfectly. So anyway, there were these gaps in between the logs. And the wind would blow at nighttime, especially, when you're trying to freaking sleep and it sounded like a damn freight train. It'd be blowing through the house, and my mom, she would get so mad. And me and her, and she would get out in the middle of the night just cussing. And she'd say, God damn it, Dennis. And we get the caulking guns out, Oh my god. And we had, because we're in the midst of building it, So we had, insulation around and shit around, So in the middle of the night, me and my mom would be up with a butter knife, stuffing the holes in between the damn logs, and then, you caulk over it or whatever so that it would quit making that freight train noise, and oh my god, and so the wind would quit blowing through the house, you know what I mean? Because when we first moved in there, we didn't even have windows, it was plastic, we didn't even have windows, And so the plastic's flapping and whatever, and oh my god, it was just so funny. Listen, and oh god, I could go on and on. I could go on and on with the stories, I'm telling you, but it was just really funny. And so anyway, when you got that kind of wind coming through the house, your pipes are going to freeze, for crying out loud. And, they did. So we would wake up, okay. So here's the scenario, which is really funny. It's not funny, but it is at the same time. Because sometimes, in order to... my dad, he worked all the time, but when he didn't have to, he didn't. You know what I mean? He just worked enough to pay any bills that we had to have. otherwise, we don't make bills for ourselves, because otherwise then all you have to do is work, And he didn't believe in that because we had to eat, so, he had to hunt and stuff. And so anyway, sometimes he would go away on jobs, he'd be gone all week and be working somewhere on this job and leave us home. And so this one week he had done that. He left me and Mom home. And the pipes froze. So, my poor mother, it's funny now looking back, and she even laughs about it too, but I'm sure she has resentments. But it's really funny because you have to find the spot where your pipes are frozen, okay? In order to thaw them out, And so, during the winter, we had found a couple of spots that freeze up on the regular basis. So, luckily, we didn't have to crawl under the house and, there's this trap door and you have to go under the house and figure out, blah, 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 all this drama. And so anyway, we didn't have to do that. We found the spot under the sink in the bathroom with the blow dryer. But, it's very nerve-wracking. Your husband's not here. Your pipes are frozen. You got to go through all this crap. And if they freeze and break, well, then you're screwed. Then you got shit all over, and every pipe in the house is going to break. Once ice starts, it's over because it expands and it breaks your pipes, So anyway, I have lots of dramatic stories about this, but it was extremely funny because, my memories of my childhood are not the normal childhood memories. And so especially one of my subscribers, Nicole, she really likes to hear all my silly stories. But okay, so I got that sewed in. So okay, so enough with the story time. Is anybody still here? Are you guys even here? Oh, yeah, hi. I can see the feed now. Oh, hi, Paula. Oh, thanks. I'm cracking you up, Joe. Oh, my God, I know my eyes are wet. I was laughing so hard. I'm telling you what, once I get on a roll, I had a really funny childhood, Oh, thanks, Maureen. Yeah, I'm getting this. And then, did you see I'm putting the eyelash trim? We're putting the eyelash trim, on the inside. Oh, you're laughing, Stacy? Yeah, I know, right? I was laughing so hard I couldn't. My eyes are wet right now. It's so funny. But I wanted to see what you guys were doing and have a bite of my toast and chat for a second. Thanks, Joe. I'm having fun. I'm having fun talking and farting around. Well, I need to eat this cheese and toast for a second, Maureen, and then Emma. Emma likes my stories too. All right, let me heat this coffee up because it's cold, and let me chew this so I'm not rude, chewing in your face, and then you like that eyelash trim? Oh, good. Okay, so let me go heat this up and I'll be right back, okay? I don't know what just happened there. I had a glitch and then a whole bunch of messages. So we'll see. All right, let me heat this up. Give me 1 minute here. And let's see. I have to dig. I gotta dig constantly. All right, let me go heat this up. Okay, you guys. I'm sorry, but, you know, life is different. You gotta live, you know what I mean? You gotta pee and you gotta have coffee and I need some toast and... Hi, Connie. I had to take a break for a second, let my dogs out. I had to get some coffee. I need a bite of my toast, you know. I made this toast hours ago. Hi, Connie. I was gabbing. Gabbing and gabbing, and now I need some nourishment really quick. I'm not trying to be rude, but I gotta do this. Because Maureen's waiting. It's her birthday. Mmm. Oh, you were laughing with me? Oh, good. Okay, because my eyes are totally crying right now. My dad is so funny. He's so funny. I can't even stand how funny he is. It's hilarious. All right. Let me have a drink here. And then... Yum. We used to do coffee and toast on the wood stove, you know. And I used to burn my toast on the wood stove all the time. But I'm a pro, I think, at cooking on a wood stove now. I can make anything on those old stoves. Nobody cares about your spelling, Joe. It's all good. All right. So, I gotta glue this trim in. No, not on an open wood fire. We had an old barrel stove, round, a barrel stove, you know, that we made out of a barrel, you know. And we put legs on it. And then I would just lay a piece of bread on top of the hot stove. You know. Oh, did you have the toasting forks? Oh, we didn't even get that fancy. I just threw bread on top of the stove. I just threw bread on top of the hot stove. Forget that. I just threw it right on there. And then we had an old style little kitchen stove that you like just put kindling in it, you know, one of those old kind with a little flap, you know, and it had a little like flat top on it, you know. And then we used propane, gas, you know, for our stove. I've always had gas. I hate electric. You know. Yeah. It was really fun. And then I was telling the girls earlier, you know, we got firewood and stuff. But as soon as I'm done chewing, as soon as I'm done chewing this piece of toast, give me 1 second. All right. Oh, really? See, I love them. I love the wood stoves, but it's just so messy, and I'm just tired of it now. You know, and I have to have gas. I'm over it. I have electric right now, and I hate it. Because the way they've designed the house, they put the stove on an inside wall. So you can't have the tank on the outside, you know. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to reconfigure. I'm redoing this house, you know. Okay. Let's see what I got going on here. Let's see who's here. Oh, we got 8 still. Lost a couple of you. But that's okay. I'm just going to keep gabbing and doing my thing. And then when I'm done, then I'll just... I like it when you guys leave me comments after this is already done. Because I can't see what you guys are saying, you know. So I like to go back and after it's all done and read comments. When you guys leave them, it's fun, you know. In the evenings, I go lay in my bed and bring my iPad and I go see the playback if it's okay and edit and look at your comments and stuff. And so it's fun. So anyways, I'm going to glue this on. Okay, so are we ready to go on with the story? Gee, I don't know where to pick up from where I left off. There's so many things. There's so many things that my dad did that was funny. You know what I mean? And I missed what you said there, but I'm not going to watch the feed right now because I'm working. If I talk to you guys too much, I don't get anything done. And then I don't do videos because then I don't get anything done. So I thought, to hell with it. I'm just going to sit here and do it. And then you guys can just talk amongst yourselves and watch. And then next week I'll have my whole setup will be different so I can see what's going on. Whilst I talk, because I'm sure you've had questions and I'm not answering them on the way. But, too bad. Can't help it. Can't help it. But I don't know where I left off. But I know I was talking about the frozen pipes and all that, so that's really funny. But the winter was tough, you know, it was tough. But I think that's why I moved to Washington now, like, but I'm actually beginning to miss Minnesota. I really am. I really didn't think that I would miss it, but I really do. It's different here. I'm not used to it here. The culture is different. People are different. And it's just different. I don't know. I've never had to lock my doors my whole life. Ever. And I'm 45. Never locked my doors. And now I'm in a place where I have to lock my doors and actually have fear. And I'm not into that. So I either need to move farther out into the woods or I need to move to a different... Well, I just need to move farther out in the woods. I guess that's just the only thing. But here in Washington, that's tough to do, and you got to have some money, you know. So it might end up. I don't know what's gonna happen. And I don't even like to even try to guess what's gonna happen. You know, because I do love my little spot, and I'm in a little neighborhood, and you know whatever. But I like room. And I don't like all these neighbors. I'm just not used to it. I mean, I'll get used to it, you know. I enjoy my neighborhood now. I got to know everybody, you know. They all know me and everything. I'm looking for clamps. Is what I'm doing here. Where are they? Okay. So, I think we just need to move farther out in the woods. But the problem when you do that is, you know, you have to work these days. My husband already is gone 15 hours a day driving in Seattle traffic. You know, it's terrible. But we moved up to Granite Falls, and it's like, I don't know. We were in Redmond. It's the outskirts of Seattle. It's beautiful. I loved it there. Best town and country ever. Like, I'm across the street from mansions, but I'm still in the country city. Like, it just was good. Oh, I loved it there. But we didn't have a yard and blah, blah. And I like to plant stuff and have a garden and all that. So I wanted to move, but now my poor husband has to drive. You know, so 2.5 hours at least of driving every day, and it really stinks. So I don't know. We got that little dog with a disability, and we just needed a yard, but now I feel bad, but we have a beautiful place. I love it. And because of all these experiences I've had, you know, I kind of know how to do this, a little of that, you know, with your dad being a carpenter and all that, you know what I mean? So I know how to do it all, but I can't necessarily do it physically, you know what I mean? So I come up with some ideas or this and that, and me and my husband talk, and then he does it to the best of his ability then, you know? But, so anyway, winters were tough, and so I thought, you know what, I'm getting out of Minnesota, and I am going to move away, and with my new husband, you know, we'd only been married a couple years, and we got together in 2010, We got married in 2011. And we just wanted to move away together, you know. It's fun. Or at least I did. We had fun. So we packed up the whole house. You know, Sean was freaking. He had never done anything. Oh my God, the poor guy, you know, before he met me. Nothing. Like, literally. You know what I mean? He just was the best little boy. Stayed home with his parents and helped them. And, like, he'd never been married. No kids. Like, good job. Like, he was, like, the perfect... I couldn't believe it. Like, what? How could I find this perfect little gem? This perfect little angel in the midst of all this, you know? So anyway, so we moved here and I was, yay, no more firewood, no more this, no more that. But I'm still doing firewood because it has a little wood stove. But, which he likes, but I don't because I'm over it. Makes a mess. Constantly sweeping and I don't like to carry in wood anymore and the spiders and oh my God, I'm just over it. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm gluing in the eyelash trim and now I'm just clamping it, seeing if this is enough glue. If it's not, well then I'll have to, or the right kind, I mean it's fabric glue, so we see how it sticks. If I can find the rest of my clamps, it would be great. But I can't. So I'll use these wood ones, but I don't like to use the wood ones because they stick on the glue. Done that too. Stick my posts right to the dang page and then I can't get the stinking thing off. Okay. So, now that I did that, I'm going to check this side, see if it's sticking. See if the glue's sticking. And then we'll see how long I'm running for time-wise. And see if I should have a story or not. Story time! If people tune in and think we're going to be live crafting, but oh no! I was just teasing when I put that on my description. This is story time when you come to visit me. Right? Always with the dang stories. And you know what? I really don't even mean to. But once I start blabbing and then I get messages and then I realize, oh, you know. And then people ask for them. So then I end up keep doing it. But I definitely don't have to. But you guys keep saying to do it. So I keep doing it. So, let me see. What's the time, you guys? How long have we been on here? Oh, no. The time started over. It only says 15 minutes. Shoot. How long have I been going and doing this, you guys? Alright. I can't see anyway now, so. Alright, so. There, that's going to be. I'm going to unclip this and see if it's sticking. Not really. But it's still wet. So. I will just keep it clipped. I might have to keep this clipped all night long and just let it stir and dry and okay, so while that's drying, then I guess I can go in and see what pages need to have more thrills. Which would be none. Which would be none, girl, because this is packed full. Let me tell you. Alright. I made some cute little wallpaper cards. I gotta find where I had to, you know, you gotta pull out all your stuff when you sew. So I have all this, well, not all of it, but a lot of the stuff sitting here that has to go back inside. You like that cover? I know, right? I gotta figure it out. I'm not done. I mean, obviously. But I was thinking, I should put that applique on and let that go dry while this is drying too, eh? Before I get into the pages, because this would be good drying on there too. And then I think I'm gonna, I kind of like it like that, going downwards, you know, this way. Because otherwise you can go up this way, but no, I like it up here and going down, don't you guys? I kind of like it like that. And I still haven't found my other one, but I'm going to find it. So I think I'm going to glue this right here. That way everything's gluing, drying at the same time. I kind of want to leave a little zhuzh at the top there. And this right in the middle. This is going to be so pretty. This is Maureen's birthday present. Maureen's hubby's going to buy it for her. Gotta message me, Maureen. Facebook message me. Okay. I think I'm going to glue this on too right now, while it's sitting here. I think. I don't know if I should. Sometimes my posts aren't long enough and I can't reach to hold it. So then I would just flip it over and like stack heavy stuff on it or whatever. I just want to see if my posts will reach. Barely. Barely. Barely reaching, but it does reach. Okay. Here goes the glue, then. Okay, so are we ready now? Should I talk on and on and on? Maureen? Yeah, Maureen's getting it, I guess, you guys. In case you're just getting here. Her husband's buying it for her birthday present. Alright. Alright, so since I'm gluing and that's no fun, this is when I start to talk, so here we go. Right? So the winter, like I was saying, was really hard. I mean, even in Montana it was really hard, you know. In Alaska it was tough too, you know. Winter's tough. And so, like I said, we traveled a lot. We would go... I really don't know what the deal was with that. I know that we traveled for work, we traveled for the seasons, and we traveled just to travel. And then, I don't know, we all still kind of do that. We like to just pack up and move, you know, and then together, too. We all, the family, we like to move together. And so we've done that quite often. And so we always move to a new town, and then, you know, this is how my dad does it, okay? We're in Wawina. We're living on the hippie farm. And he decides, to hell with this, I've had enough. But the car we had was buried in the snow because we don't use it really. You know, you're on the hippie farm. You don't go anywhere. You don't work. You have jobs on the farm, you know, to do. And then money-wise, you only do what's necessary. You know, you don't play that societal game of working 10 hours a day and all of that, okay? So everybody has a job to do, and so anyway, the hippies all left for the winter. They wanted to go somewhere warmer. And we stayed behind to watch the house. This is in Wawina, in Minnesota. And the farmhouse is still there. And we drive by it and see it. And so anyway, we had a car. I don't understand what the deal was, but Dad, you know, I don't know. But it snowed, and the car was covered in snow. And I'm sure he worked all winter because he was getting unemployment checks. So he had been doing some carpentry work or some kind of work. Because what happened in the spring is he got his unemployment check, his last one or something like that, and then we got to move on because he needs to work, in the summer when you can build houses. And so it started to get warm, and then we want to get going. And there's lots of funny stories about that farmhouse and what we were doing there. Well, not funny, but just my dad's a nut. But I was going somewhere else with this, but the farmhouse is a funny stories too, but just ask me someday when we're on about the hippie farm in Wawina, and I'll tell you. But anyway, so what we would do is he packed us up and said, we're out of here because I'm over it. The snow's too deep. Like, it's getting to be springtime. Let's get the hell out of here. So we just pack up our shit, whatever we got in the car. We're nomads. We don't have a lot of stuff. We don't keep stuff. And anyway, this sometimes caused arguments with my mom and dad because my mom, she has a kid now. She wants to homestead and, keep things and whatever. And anyway, they were fighting. They fought a lot when they were young because, you got a lot of passion when you're young, but they quit doing that later on. But they were fighting because I had got a red wagon. Somebody gave me a red wagon. And my mom didn't want to leave it behind. We didn't have room, But we left it. We didn't have room. So I had a big fight about it. But anyway, we left. And so what we do is, Dad finds us a place to go. We pull into town. And we figure out the situation. What's going on? What do you need? What's happening? How can we make some money? What do we do? We figure it out. That's how gypsies do it. You go to a new town, you see what the hell's going on, and you figure out how you're going to make your money here. What's going on. And so that's how we did it. And Dad would go sit in the bar, have some drinks, tell everybody he's a carpenter, la la la, buy drinks for the guys, whatever, and why then he'd get jobs that way. And then, me and Mom, why then we would do other things, And so, anyways, so through the years, we had come up with, in the winter time, because there's no work, and obviously we still have bills now. It's not like the 60s when you could just go off and be free and not work and live on the land and, all that hippy-dippy stuff. You got to work now. And so, anyways, so what we did is, in the wintertime, we got contracts with the DNR, and we got contracts with these big companies to make Christmas wreaths. Because we were right out in the middle of the pine, in Minnesota. Shoot, we have balsam trees everywhere. So what we would do is, can't cut balsam till after the first frost. That's just the laws and the way it goes. Oh my God, this is going to be gorgeous. Oh, I love this so much. Oh my God, I love this eyelash trim on here. Oh my God. I think I do the flip throughs just for my own self, because this is tough. To let this one go is going to be really hard. You know what I mean? Because I really want to keep this one. This one's really going to be hard for me to sell. I'm really not going to want to, really. I really don't. I just love it. But anyways. So anyways, through the years, we've come to realize that we can do these things during the winter. So we got contracts with these companies that sell Christmas wreaths in the mail. And so there's this company in the cities. There's a companies around and this and that. And we worked and and pretty soon we realized, we can do this ourselves. We can get our own contracts. We can do our own thing. See, because we're entrepreneurs. We don't like to work for other people. Because that sucks. You know how that is. So we always like to do it ourselves. So once you go figure everything out, learn how it all works, figure out how to go, then we do it ourselves. So that's what we did. So before the first frost, every day, Dad would get us up and he'd cook breakfast and he'd make coffee on the stove and he would make, you know, the eggs and bacon and toast and all that. And he would eat, and that's what would wake us everybody up, is his cooking. And we knew if Dad was cooking, that why then we had to get up and eat and we had to go do our thing. So, so Dad would make breakfast and we'd all get up and we'd eat and go out into the woods. And while Dad was hunting, he would take note of the surroundings, you know, and what's going on around you. And he would find spots where we could cut boughs, where we could pick princess pine, where we could get this kind of pine cone, where we could get that kind of pine cone, you know, and the lay of the land whilst he was hunting and fishing and, you know, for food and all that. So he would take us down all these 2-track roads and all these places where he would be hunting, or we would just walk off because we lived so far in the woods in Minnesota. I mean, there was no road. We had to make a road, you know. And eventually we even put electricity back there. So we did get electricity back there too, but there was nothing, you know. So anyway, this was on Peterson Lake in Minnesota. And so anyway, we could just walk out our back door and, you know, we were in the middle of 2 lakes. Now, how much more beautiful of a life could you possibly have and living in between the middle of 2 lakes? It was just sick, no matter what view you had. And the back lake was small and kind of swampy and whatever, but it was great hunting grounds. You'd walk around the whole lake, you know, and it's a few miles. It was big, you know, but it was good trapping and good everything. And then there's a little creek that ran through to the big lake in the front. And so it was ideal for us, you know. And anyway, and full of pines and trees and, you know, all that. So we could, you know, gain resources from there. So we could go out and we would pick... I don't know if you guys know what princess pine is, but it's ground pine. It grows on the ground, and you pick it, and it stays green, and you make wreaths out of it. And it stays green till Easter. It's beautiful stuff, and it's very expensive. You can sell it by the ounce still to this day. And so we did get contracts for that too, but anyway, that's besides the point. So what we did was we'd go out, and we'd pick the princess pine, and we'd pick pine cones, and we ordered red ribbon, and we'd order wire, and, you know, we would get, well, we would hand tie them at first, but later on they come up with a machine, which was really cool, clamping machine. If anybody knows, you guys make those wreaths with you see those wreaths in the store, the rings with those clamps, so it goes inside a machine, and then the machine squeezes it like this, so you can put your bows and your ribbons and all your crap there, and it squeezes it shut like that. So when they came out with that, that was like a miracle for us, because we were hand tying the bitches. It was hard. We'd have blisters and sack, but like it was terrible, you know. It just black, you know, like just forget it, you know. So anyway, so what we'd do is prepare. So we would sit and we would prepare the pine cones. We had to wire all the pine cones, and we painted them all with white paint a little bit. And then we would tie by hand all the red bows for the wreaths, you know. And then we got holly berry and all that, so we would get all that ready. And then, oh yeah, then we had to go out in the woods and cut the boughs. So we got clippers and went out in the woods, and we had to learn from the DNR. There's a certain way you have to clip the balsam so that it grows back. You can't rape the trees or it'll die. You got to do it all a certain way. You know, you got to be very respectful to the trees. And so we learned how to do all that. And then, so, you know, you're tying up big bundles, you know, big 100-pound, big bundles of boughs with twine and rope, and then you got to haul it back to whatever you're using to bring it home, you know. So haul it back to the truck. So that's hard, heavy work in the snow, you know. And everything's frozen, and, you know, it was quite difficult. But it was money. Every wreath we made, we got a certain amount of dollars for it. And so it was cheap at first because we were new. But eventually, through the years, we got better. We got faster. We could make more money. And it was a production line, you know. It was me and my dad and my mom. Eventually my brother, but when he started, he was a baby and still playing under the table while we're working, you know. But we got really super fast, and we got deep in the company, and we did real well. We used to do 5,000 at least wreaths a year for the company, and then we would make an extra couple thousand for ourselves because they start selling day after Thanksgiving, or Thanksgiving Day. You start selling Christmas wreaths, you know. So we're done with our contract by then. And then we'd make a couple extra thousand for ourselves, and we would go on the street corner and sell them. And then, then you sell up till Christmas or, whatever, and then you're done. So sometimes you have some left over, whatever. So I've always been crafty. We've always made everything. And so the boughs, you get this big long, this big long branch. And then you got to cut it up in the little, 12-inch pieces. And there's a certain way. And, you got to figure it all out. And, it was a process. So by the end of it, well, I was running a whole show. I had employees, and I was the boss, and everybody else was doing the work. And then I was teaching everybody, and I would go from station to station and teach everybody and show everybody how to do it. And then I'm making, like I said, 5, 6, 7,000 a year. And then I don't have to do it anymore. But that's hard too. It's hard work. It's hard work. So, but that's what we used to do in the wintertime for, I'll say 15 years. We did that, making those dang wreaths. But it's tough work, and it's cold, because you're outside in the garages, in the winter, making those dang things. So anyway, it was tough. But, okay, so what I'm doing here is I am letting that dry, and I'm going through now just to see where I pulled out all my stuff. And I have to make these envelopes, so I was digging through all my stamps. I don't know if you're still here, Maureen, but I'm digging through all my old stamps. Stacy sent me some stamps. I got some stamps from England. Got some really neat ones in here from somebody else, too. Sent me some ones, so I'm trying to use old stamps. The oldest ones I have, that would, but, some of them aren't old enough. I can't help that, but I'm going to put them on there anyway because it looks cool. And I'm doing some stamping on all the envelopes in here and the inking. And so I'm looking at some of the old stamps, and some of them, they're from different countries, I got a lot of German stuff. I got some Brazil stamps and some England and some, I just don't know some of these, what they are. And some of them I was surprised that people would send them to me because they're, I don't know, to me they're of some value. Like, what? This is really old, and I look it up and whatever, but I don't know. Can't possibly look up everything. So, Maureen, if you're watching, girl, I'm putting all these old stamps on these envelopes. Just so that it looks like it actually went through the mail. And they already have the old stamping on them. But I kind of want more just for decoration, so I'm not really stamping on them. I'm stamping next to the side. You know what I mean? Just because, I don't know, that's how I want to do it. So, and I got this one. Ooh, this one's from Gibraltar. It's got the Queen of England on it or something. So, I'm going to go through all these envelopes here and stamp and... Ooh, look at this. I saved this, I think, you guys, on my Pinterest. I showed Maureen already, but some of you might not. Look at that. Ooh, I saved that under wallpaper, but I'm using it for stationery. It's wallpaper, but I'm using it for stationery. See how we do that? This is how we do it. So, when I get my new camera and get all my new stuff, my new cord and my new way so I can watch you guys and everything, I'm going to have a theme song. I'm going to have a theme song. And it's going to be the one that I sing all the time. This is how we do it. Right? That's what I'm going to have. And we're going to jam out to the beginning. Just like, who does that? Oh, for Pete's sakes. Why can't I think of her name right now? The lady that has the show. The blonde girl. Ellen. You know how she dances in the beginning of her shows? And she has all that funky music? That's what I want to do. I love Ellen. She's so freaking funny. And, so that's how I do it. And I do it all the time. I do it even when my husband's in the yard and we're screwing around, you know? I mean, I just say that all the time. It's not just because I'm on here. I just do it. Because I think it's funny. So yesterday we were out in the yard and we went and got some. Ooh, look, Maureen. Here's the envelope with the stationery on the inside. Ooh, look how pretty it is. I love it so much. Look it. Could you die? And then I distressed it so it's like got turquoise and like water washy colors. I can see you guys talking, but I can't see what the hell you're saying. Oh, hi. Hi, you guys. So I'm gonna have that music on there. And we're gonna funk out in the beginning because I just think that's funny. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but I just like to. This is how we do it. And so anyway, we were laying mulch yesterday, and I was all excited, you know, because we got 2 yards of mulch, the red stuff. And my husband was pulling weeds. Since I hurt my hip, you know, I can't get down, and so we got to switch all the gardens around because I can't do anything anymore down there. So I have to get everything planted and then all set up so there's no weeds, and plant the bulbs and all that stuff that comes back every year. I can't deal with having anything but a couple baskets anymore that I gotta, you know, take care of. And so he was out there slinging mulch, and he's so stinking cute. So I was singing to him, you know, and dancing and stuff in the driveway while he slings it. So I always sing that song when he does something that I like, you know. I say, "This is how we do it." He laughs at me, you know. He's so cute. So anyway, I tease him a lot too, you know, guys. I tease him too. Okay, so whatever closure this is for this pink stuff has got to be stinking gorgeous. And I really like this fan, but the thing broke off, so I've been repairing them. And you know these fans, actually? You know where these little fans came from? I have to tell you guys something, because this is cool too. I might not use this fan, but... You know, they actually used the fans back then as calling cards, and the men would write on each little blade of the fan. That's where that comes from. They actually did that. You know, the women carried those fans around all the time because, you know, they had a ton of freaking clothes on. Can you imagine? Oh, my God. Wearing all them layers and layers and layers. How do they even do anything? Oh, my God. So, anyway, they fanned themselves all the time. And so they carried their fans around. Yeah, like this girl. See, she's got a picture of the fan. So she'd be at a dance or whatever, and they would ask for her fan, and they would write their names on the blades. So if you ever see that while you're out shopping and looking around and you see that, then grab that sucker up because she used it for a dance card. Isn't that cool? I love that. That's just the coolest fact I ever knew. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, this one's blank. That's cool. I like it when they're blank sometimes, you know. Because if you want to put this, like if I want to use this for a cover or something, then the person can actually write their own name in it. So I like this one. But I'll use it later. Right now I'm just looking for a little closure. And I'm running out of die cuts and stuff because I put so much in Maureen's book. No, I'm not running out. But you know what? I did order some more. But now, all of a sudden, I'm having all these big battles on eBay now because everybody's bidding against me. So I'm not even talking about where I get them anymore. Because now all of a sudden I used to get them really good deals. Big lots for good deals. Oh, hell no, not now. All of a sudden I got all these bitches bidding against me. And we are going at it, let me tell you. Because I don't take no for a friggin' answer. But once it gets too high, well, then I can't go anymore because then I won't make any money. So I had to let him go. Oh, well. But I did get a couple of lots yesterday, so I'm excited. I'm looking for a closure. Ooh, this one's sparkly and pretty. Ooh, this one's sparkly. So anyway, now I always imagine and I yell at you guys because it's fun. Now when I'm bidding against somebody, I holler at one of your guys' names, you know. I say, Stacy, quit bidding against me, Maureen. I yell at Emma. Nicole, stop bidding against me. I yell at all you guys because I don't know who it is. But I know somebody's doing it. And it's really pissing me off. No, I'm kidding. No, but you know, I was going through the videos. You know how you do? In the beginning. And I've came across a couple videos now where these women get on there and they're showing their journals and they're complaining about how they had this and that idea and someone stole it and now they're selling their journals and they're not selling theirs, and how unfair it is because it was her idea and now, you know, that rant. Did you guys see that one? Did you see that video? Oh, bye, Paula. Bye, honey. Because this is really funny. Good morning from New Zealand. Hi, Christina. Oh, my goodness. Maureen. So, I can't see the feed, you know, while I'm working, you guys. So if I don't answer you, I'm not being rude. I just can't see. But I will next week. I'm going to have a new monitor. So anyway, I was talking about how I watch some of these girls complain about how they come up with, and they're YouTubing their journals and how people steal their ideas and how this one lady, she had a bunch of journals sitting there, you know, a whole bunch of them sitting there made up and everything, and they're not selling, you know. She was all mad because somebody's stealing my ideas and hers are flying off the shelves and mine are just sitting here and oh my God, she was crying, you know. And then I watched another video of this lady saying, well, I was going to do a flip through, but the lady that made it asked me not to because somebody stole her idea of how to blah, 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 blah. And it's like this. This is the dealio, okay? I mean, we all steal ideas from everyone. Do you think anyone ever really, I mean, seriously? You know what I mean? I have people now saying, oh, I'm going to do that. Oh, I'm going to do that. Oh, I'm going to do that. It's like when you're new, you don't quite know what your style is yet. So you like just watch all the videos and make all the stuff. And like you're trying to figure out how to do it and what you like to do. And you don't really know what your style is until you like make a few of these, you know, or if you're making them for someone, you make what they love. And then it kind of has this evolutionary period, you know. And so just because someone messages me and says, and I get messages all the time, I'm going to do this now because you're doing that. I'm going to do it because you're doing it. And, you know, and I mean, you know, how many people in the world is there? Like, there's enough for everyone, you know. I mean, and besides, the one that the person's going to do, that's going to be because she watched me, it's not mine, it's hers. You know, I mean, it's going to be different than what I would do. And so, I mean, you know, we just all inspire each other. And I mean, I'm not going to get all pissed off if somebody, you know, so I'm really just joking about the eBay thing, but kind of, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I just think it's funny. But this is just my style. This is just the way I'm going to do it. You know, when I do these, this is just how I'm going to do it. And everybody has their own way. You know, everybody has their own way. And there's some beautiful books out there that don't have a single piece of ephemera or calling card or nothing in it. You know, which I'm going to make some like that. I think it's fun. But when I really want to make one that really is something special to me, I'm going to add all of the all of the original things and the story and the ephemera and all the things, and the price tag goes up, but then whatever, it's just the way it is. You know. There, that's pretty, and then it has that pink paper in there and a little sparkly one. Ooh! And this one's Christmas. I'm going to ink these. And I like to ink the envelopes the color of the stationery that I have on the inside as if it bled. I mean, yes, vintage photo is good and it has its purpose. But you don't always have to just put vintage photo on every friggin' thing. There is other ink colors out there. And when ink runs, it runs the color that it is. It doesn't just automatically run vintage photo color. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I have pink paper on the inside. If this had gotten wet, it would have bled pink. Not vintage photo. So, yes, I do put vintage photo in it because it gives it the age. But I put a little bit of pink in there too. I will show you. No, you guys know how to do this. That's just what I'm doing right now. So that's just what I'm going to do. And then this one, I think I have blue. So I'm going to put a little blue, like this bled. I'm going to put a little blue ink down here. So it, looks a little more realistic, like, So anyway, I do get a lot of messages saying that people are going to do this and do that and do this and do that. But, they might. They might do one or two like that. But usually if it's not their style, they move on. This art is a progression, and your evolution and what you do is, well, it should be progressive. I mean, that would be boring if it just stayed the same constantly. I mean, I don't know. But that's just me. So I like to mix it up. I like to do this kind, and then I like to do, I watched that Patricia Vermontes, I think. I don't know how to say her last name. But, she has a different style, too, and she does, all those pockets and pretty papers, and she's very, you can tell she, everything just looks, perfectly glued and perfectly done, and, that Crafty Irina, she's a master seamstress, and so, all of her stuff has a certain look. And, she's very perfect, too. All of her things are just perfectly sewn and perfectly done, and she just does real good, too, So, it just depends on the style that you want, So, everybody has their own little magic that they do. And I just now look at the pink on top of that coffee. That looks nice. And I'm not saying I'm doing this huge pink thing. I'm just saying it's a little bit. And it looks good, So it's not all in your face pink. You don't have to get all crazy. You don't have to get all crazy with it. Although, it is fun to do those kind too. And I really want to do a real crazy color. Just go wild, because I love all that. I just love all the color. Like what Lori Fusco does with her gesso and all those little booklets and all that. I love that. So I've made some too, little booklets, and gessoed them up and little pages, and oh my god, I can't wait till I can use it. But it's going to be a certain kind of journal, certain kind. So when we want that kind, why then we go watch Lori, or buy them from Lori, and she's so good. I love hers, So everybody has their own way. And then I'm going to do a swap with that Athena. She does beautiful work too. And so, we all just kind of, it's just fun. And it's fun because we can appreciate each other's work. That's what I like about it. Because, you give these out to people and people don't understand what you just went through. You know what I mean? People don't get what you just went through to make this bitch, It's like, I just went through blood, sweat, and tears to make that. Oh. You know what I mean? And then you got to give it away. It's very painful. This one's going to be extremely painful. I'm going to have issues about it. Physical pain over this one, leaving my hands. But, I'm thinking next, I got to get these two dang 50s ones. Well, they're not 50s. Although you could mistake it for 50s. But I got to get these ones off my desk. So I'm thinking I'm going to jump from this right to get my two 50s ones done. And then I got to do the Tsunami Rose design team project after that. So I'm not going to get back to these calling card ones for quite some time. So if you want one, you're going to have to wait, because I'm on to a couple other things, and then I'll go back to it. I'm going to get a couple new shipments in of cards and die cuts, so I'll have some newer stuff to add that we haven't seen before, although they are kind of all the same. But now I'm going to use some blue ink. And then this one I'm using blue because it's got blue. And I do the edges real dark. And then I fade it out, you know. Or I fade it first and then do the edge. Doesn't matter, but that's just how I do it. This is how I do it. Okay. Alright, you guys. So I'm just inking envelopes. Not a big deal. And I have a bunch of phone calls to make. I have to walk my dogs and walk myself. I sit too much. So I've got to go get some activity. You know what I mean? It's not good to sit for so many hours. My body doesn't like it. My feet start to swell up. It's like, what the hell? So I got to get going. But I'm going to just finish embellishing this up. Maureen, if you're still here, you better message me, okay? Friend request me on Facebook if you're wanting this. Otherwise, I'm probably going to, you know, I'll list it tomorrow or something. If I can get it done, you know. Alright. Ooh! See, with the little blue ink now around the edge. Ooh, look, like little watermark there. It looks good. You know what I mean? I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, and then we'll come on tomorrow and I'll finish with my little stories. Oh, that's cute. Alright, you guys, so I'm over and out, okay? It was really fun talking to you guys and stuff, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye. Hey, leave me some comments so I can read some tonight. I like it when you guys leave comments because I missed everything. You know? I missed everything. Bye.